Now, refining the Cultivate Farms model, I wanted to just give you guys an insight to what we're thinking about our business model. What we're doing with Cultivate isn't an off-the-shelf type of business. We are learning as we are going, which is part of the reason why we do these weekly updates. But we've been thinking more and more about the different angles we're promoting. And one is the retiring farmer, aspiring farmer, and I think we've got that process at least outlined in our head pretty well. And it's all about relationships first. It's getting people who get along together and get them in the room together and for them to work through an ownership transition. The investor side of things has been a bit more tricky because I think investors are out there and sometimes it's hard to understand what it is they want out of a farmer and a farmer. So what we think now, it is purely about relationships as well. So how do we as a Cultivate Farms support you as aspiring farmers to build relationships with investors, with people who could get you onto your farm and co-own the farm with you? And that's been kicking around our heads the last 6 months trying to figure out what this actually means and how you actually do that. And so what we're thinking now is that we need to create this role of a farm mentor or farmer mentor. So an agronomist or someone who's experienced in matching farms or providing advice on farms and getting them coupled with you as an aspiring farmer from the very first day that you sign up as a member and figure out different pathways for you to get onto your farm, but guide you that whole way so that when investors or retiring farmers see your profile, they'll be able to see that Mary James, agronomist, has given you the tick that you are the best farmer, or that you say what you are, that you are ready to get onto a farm, or if you're not ready to get onto a farm to own yourself but are ready to work with a retiring farmer, or whatever the situation is, but to have someone there as a third party to verify that you are a legitimately awesome farmer, I think is a key step here. And also it'd be great for you as aspiring farmers to have someone along the way helping you with your journey who can get into the detail, which is what we're trying to do. But I think from a scaling point of view, I don't think we can cover across all of Australia. We don't know the landscape of every single region in Australia, and it's probably impossible for us to do it. So how do we get locals where you live supporting you to get onto your farm and give you that verification, almost like the Twitter verification tick that you are a great farmer and ready to go? So we're unpacking that now with some farm advisors, farm mentors, and figuring out the business model of how that could unfold. But I'm feeling really good about this. So that the ultimate aim is that when an investor comes to us and they say, I want to buy a farm, I want it to be $1 million and I want it to be in the northeast area of this region, can you give me half a dozen farmers that can meet this criteria? I'm going to be able to hand over 6 profiles with the blue tick, and they pick 2 or 3 of them and they give them a phone call and have a chat around what they want to do and find that one person or 2 farmers that they say, all right, I love you, I think you're amazing, let's go then. Whatever you go out there, find farms, and whatever you find, we'll back. And I think that'll help with buying farms that are up for auction, for example, where you've only got about 60 days to pull a proposal together, get investors to back you and go and buy it. So that means you need to have that relationship up front straight away. So I guess that's a summary where we're at with our thinking. Over the next couple of months, we're going to be refining that. We're building our business model, we're drawing diagrams, we're updating our website to allow all this to happen. But we'd love your feedback as well. What do you think it is that you need as aspiring farmers to convince investors? And does this concept of building a relationship with an investor sound like the best thing to do? And how should we go about doing it? We know this model will vary as we try and unpack it, but that's the core of it. And again, just want to share everything we're thinking with Cultivate Farms, because it is new what we're doing. We're just trying to figure it out, but I think we're on a winner with this concept, and it could be one of the last pieces that finally slots in to make this a really smooth package that we're offering Australia's agriculture industry, really.